Conor McGregor. He didn't lose at UFC 329 because of Max Holloway. Conor lost before even the fight started. Do you know why? Because from the first 30 seconds, he did a move impossible for a fighter of his size to do without a reason. An acrobatic kick in the air, a strange technical decision. And after it, the fight ended in a way that left millions of MMA fans shocked. Was it just a bad luck injury? Or was Conor knowing that the continuation of the fight would end with a humiliating KO in front of the world, so he chose to exit with the title of the injured? Today, we are going to dismantle every second of the fight and see if what happened was actually the end of a legend. Conor McGregor at UFC 329, the comeback fight that the world waited 5 years for. Everyone was waiting for that ferocity that made him the face of the sport. But what happened in the first minutes? A fight that ended before it began, with one of the strangest scenarios in the history of MMA. Today, we will analyze this fight not with emotion, but with a technical microscope. Was Conor inside with a pre-existing injury? Was that kick an amateur mistake? Or did Conor make a planned escape route to exit from the cage with dignity before Holloway humiliates him with a knockout? Come on, let's enter the backstage and uncover the truth. Look at the first moments at the weigh-ins. Conor was given 2 belts. The audience is hysterical. Conor appears physically ready, but there was something missing. Notice how he was wiping his feet on the canvas of the cage a lot. Was he testing the friction? Was he knowing that his knee is not going to carry him? Max Holloway entered with the confidence of a surgeon. He was knowing that Conor will try to do an acrobatic move in the first moments, as this is his way of creating the historic moment. Conor was wanting to end the fight in the first seconds, and this technical greed is what was the trap of his head. Look at this shot well. Conor threw an aerial kick, hopping switch kick in the void. Why? From the technical side, this kick he did it from a distance very far. Impossible to hit a fighter with the intelligence of Max Holloway. Holloway saw it from a distance of a kilometer. He just turned his head, and the result? Conor fell in the void and the right knee blew out. Why did Conor do this move? Holloway in their first fight in 2013, the knee of Conor also was the weak point. Did Conor enter while he is afraid of history repeating itself, or did he enter while he is confident to the degree of stupidity? When Conor tried to hit the second kick to test his leg, it was broken officially. That moment, the comeback fight ended. Conor knew that the game is over. Here is where the doubt starts. Why did Conor not withdraw before the fight, as he did with Chandler? The analysis suggests that Conor was knowing that withdrawing this time will mean the end of his brand forever. So he entered the cage, threw a suicidal kick, and after that, he pretended to have an injury to exit with the title of the injured fighter. Instead of the title of the one put to sleep by KO, Holloway was smart. He did not try to hit, just he saw the situation. He started kicking that broken leg. That stomp on the knee that Holloway did was a surgical move to make sure if Conor is actually injured or he is acting. Conor was escaping from the hands of Holloway in all ways. Now, let us put the technique aside and enter the mentality of Conor McGregor. Is there any fighter in the history of MMA that knows the value of his brand more than Conor? The answer is no. At UFC 329, Conor was not fighting only against Max Holloway. He was fighting against the scandal. Conor was knowing that his head is not anymore able to keep up with the speed of the zombie Holloway. In the training camp, he was trying to reach zone recovery, but the results were clear. The logical result in the cage was going to be a humiliating KO, a scandal that will erase his history that he built with years of sweat. Here is where the secret scenario is. Conor decided to do an exit strategy. The kick that he did in the first 30 seconds was not a fighting kick, it was a departure ticket. Why? Because the injury is the only exit that saves the face. The audience will sympathize with the injured, but they will not forgive the one put to sleep by KO. Notice well, Conor did not try to return with counters after the injury. He was just looking for when the referee stops the fight. Holloway, who is a cerebral fighter, technically smart, understood it in the second second. When he did that stomp on the knee of Conor, he was testing the water. He was seeing if Conor is actually injured or he is acting. And Conor, with an involuntary reflex, pulled his feet with speed. This is a clear truth to anyone who knows how the body interacts with real pain. The summary that the analysts did not want to tell you. This fight was business before it was a fight. Conor had his last contract in the UFC, and he was wanting to exit with the least damages. The injury was a cinematic exit for a story that started with stardom and ended in an escape. Many ask, is this scripted? I cannot say to you that there is a scenario written between them, but I can say to you that Conor made a special scenario for himself. He chose to exit with an injury at UFC 329, then to exit with his face on the ground after a KO. Holloway won the match with the easy impossible, and Conor won the exit with dignity. In the end, Conor exited with millions of dollars. But did he exit with respect? This is what remains an open question for all the lovers of MMA. Was this the biggest play in the history of the UFC? Or Conor just was a victim of his bad luck? Subscribe to the channel.